Hey guys, Prowl 1701 here, and today we're continuing our video series ranking the seasons and series of classic and modern Doctor Who from worst to best. And we are at number 26 on the list out of 41, because the 2009 specials and the 50th anniversary specials are their own separate entries. And before I start on this one, I want to have a word with one of my patrons, Stephen. Stephen, do not watch this video. This video is going to make your blood pressure spike. I already know. Tell your wife she needs to ban you from watching this video because I am concerned it will be a potential health problem. So, that being said, we are going to be talking about Series 12 from Modern Doctor Who. Yes, Series 12 is this high on the list, 26th out of 41. Keeping in mind that Series 11 and Flux were literally the bottom two on the list, because the Whittaker era is my least favorite in Doctor Who. That being said, Series 12 to me ranks higher than every season we've talked about thus far on this list. I find most of Series 12 to be really good and very rewatchable. A lot of my placement on this list goes by rewatchability for me. Not even just necessarily objectively how good it is, but the rewatchability, how often I want to go back and rewatch it. Now, the only story this season I think is just atrociously bad. Well, okay, maybe there's two. Timeless Children is awful. Let's get that out of the way right now. It's awful. I've talked about Timeless Children before. It's terrible. What it does to the canon is terrible. What it does to the Cybermen is terrible, because it once again just craps all over them like Modern Who usually, not always, but usually does. Which is a shame, because Chibnall's pretty good at utilizing classic villains. I love his Dalek stories. And I love the concept of the lone Cybermen. I like what he'd been doing with them, but they get crapped on here by being made the Master's servant basically again. They're pretty much just a makeshift army for someone else a lot of times in Modern Who. The way they get blown up kind of Deus Ex Machina like way too easily on that ship. There's this big high-tech ship, but if we press this button practically, we blow up those. It's... Then they bring in the Cyber Masters, the Cybermen version of the Time Lords. Dum 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 dum, which is stupid. Then there's the Doctor saying she's going to press the button at the end, but never presses the button. I'll do it, I'll do it, I'll do it. And everyone else is sitting there going, sure you will. To where the guy has to come and take it away from her and press it for her. How he manages to press it after getting shot like 17,000 times by Cybermen, when one shot would do it, and he still managed to press it. Timeless Children's awful. It's awful, it's awful, it's awful. I'm not debating that with you. It's awful. I'll give you that. Then we have Praxeus, which is just boring and uninteresting. It does a couple neat things, but for the most part, it's forgettable and boring. Oh my God, they killed my friend. She just shattered into pieces. Does anybody have cupcakes or donuts? I mean, you know, she's upset about her friend dying for like 3 seconds, and then it never comes up again. It's basically just an episode to tell you pollution is bad. Really, it is? God, Doctor Who is here to tell me these things. Pollution is bad. Gasp. Yeah, Praxeus is very forgettable. And then we also had, what was it? Orphan 55 was this season. Now, Orphan 55 has good, bad, and stupid things in it. I literally have a video called Orphan 55, the good, the bad, and the stupid. There are some good things in Orphan 55. Like, I like the fact it turns out they're on Earth. Didn't see that coming. It's so tropey at this point, I should have seen it coming, but I never did. The fact that reveal to me was, and it's a very beneath the planet of the apes reveal, but the fact that it did surprise me, I have to give props for that, especially when that's so tropey at this point. The fact they still managed to pull it off, I got to give credit for that. So I am giving credit for that. And there's one or two other things the episode does. It has a nice little nod to the second Doctor. When I say run, run, run! Which is a nice little callback to the second Doctor. I enjoyed that. But then it has a lot of really bad things. A lot of really, really dumb and annoying things. Benny! Where's my Benny? Where's my AirPods? And then her speech at the end when she's basically telling us about how all that kind of stuff is bad and you can save this planet or, and it cuts to the creature and it's so cringe-inducing. It's as cringe-inducing as someone actually saying the word cringe when they want to cringe. So, yeah, it's pretty awful. The rest of the stories this season, though, I think are good. I really like Spyfall. I enjoy Spyfall. It has that very James Bond feel to it, which it's supposed to. I love the reveal of the Master. I think that is phenomenally done. It's not as good as in Utopia, but it's still really good. The guy playing Sacha Dhawan is great. I love his portrayal of O. I love his portrayal of the Master. The way he switches from one to the other, it just goes to show me, just from seeing him in this alone, that he is a good actor who can really grow into the part. I really enjoy him in it. I like the intro when they're gathering everybody together and Graham's just like, worst Uber ever. I love having Stephen Fry in Doctor Who, even if it's not for long. I love having him in it. I love rewatching it right before he dies when he goes, oh, realizing he actually means O, the character O, knowing O. I love that. That was one of the things I didn't catch until afterwards, like later on the rewatch, and I was like, it does a lot of really neat things. I like the guy who's pretty much like the Steve Jobs character. I think the actor playing him does a good job. I love when the doctor confronts him that she just flat out comes out with the accusations. She doesn't dance around. I really like Whittaker before she lost her self-confidence, because I really think finding Gallifrey Destroyed is what broke her and took away her self-confidence. As much as I don't like Series 11, which I've talked about when I ranked that video because it was at the bottom of the list, I liked that she was more self-confident in Series 11. And she is in most of this story too. So I love the fact she just confronts the guy and flat out says, yeah, okay, I know what you're doing. I know there's alien tech. I know 3% of you is not human. I like that. The little chase when they're chasing after him, I enjoyed that. Now part 2 doesn't quite live up to part 1, but I still enjoy part 2. And I like the fact the Steve Jobs guy gets away, so maybe we'll see him again. I'd be cool with him coming back. I love the Tesla episode. I love the Tesla episode. It's a better version of Vincent and the Doctor. It's like 3 times better than Vincent and the Doctor. I enjoy it. The guy playing Tesla is phenomenal. I love the way he plays Tesla. He's so good. I think from now on, whenever I picture Tesla, I'll just be picturing him playing Tesla. Just like most people don't picture Patton, they picture George C. Scott playing Patton. I think it's how I'm going to be with Tesla. And I love the fact that the Doctor just kind of fangirls over Tesla. I've always wanted to meet you. You're on my list. I like that. I love how watching Ryan and Yaz and Graham to an extent learn how Tesla had ideas for stuff we have now, kind of like, like the internet and stuff. I'm like, damn, this guy was, before his time. I really enjoy that. And the villains I like. I think they're realized pretty well. And the fact they're scavengers, this steel tech. I love the fact that the actress playing the Queen, the leader of the villains in it, is also the same actress that played Ronnie in Sarah Jane Adventures. I love when they sneak Doctor Who people back into Doctor Who as other people. That's pretty cool. I love the Tesla episode. Fugitive of the Jadoon is really good. Whether you like the Timeless Children stuff or not, that episode itself is a roller coaster of fun. I love everything going on there. The mystery of what the heck is going on. It has a strong rewatchability for me. I like the guy playing Lee in it, who kind of turns out to be her companion. I like the fact that she had a companion. I like Jo Martin in this. She's really good. When she's playing the Ruth character, she's good. To when she's playing the Fugitive Doctor, she's good. What a strong reveal that is, too. That is a heck of a reveal. I still don't get why the TARDIS looks like a police box. That's utter BS and should not. And really, really upsets canon. But her playing that character is so good. I love how she has a very Capaldi feel to her, which I believe Jo Martin's gone on the record for saying Capaldi's performance did, she did keep that portrayal in mind when she was portraying her doctor, that she took some from Capaldi in there. So that's pretty cool. She pulls off, she has that very stoic, grounded, logic-thinking doctor to her, which aspects to her doctor, which I very much like. I love seeing the Jadoon back. I like the Jadoon. I like when Ruth beats the crap out of them and steals their horn. I was like, Joe, go for that. That's such a cool scene. There's just so much fun going on. And then Jack's back, and I love Jack. I love John Barrowman. I love Captain Jack. And you can get excited now, and boom, there he is. I absolutely love that. And I love his reaction to finding out the doctor's a woman. He just, I love that. I love seeing Jack back. It's just a fun episode. I like Can You Hear Me? I've talked before about I don't like its Deus Ex Machina ending. It really is a story that would have benefited for having a classic Doctor Who format. I think it would have been a great classic Doctor Who four-parter, or at the very least it should have been a two-parter. It's one of the rare times in modern Doctor Who when one episode should have been two episodes. Because they do have to kind of Deus Ex Machina the ending with her sonic screwdriver being able to hack the fingers of a god. This is a thing that won't work on wood, but it'll hack the fingers of a god. But I enjoyed the story up to the ending, but the ending doesn't ruin the story for me like some episodes, like say Listen does. I still enjoy the story. I haven't gone back and rewatched it, but I still enjoyed it. I would have liked to have seen it as a two-parter. And then I love The Haunting of Villa Diodati, or whatever it is. I love that episode. It's creepy, it's atmospheric, the way it ties in the Cybermen, the way it ties in with Mary Shelley and Frankenstein. I love the camera work, walking out of a room just to walk back into a room, the way everything is off. I love The Haunting of Villa Diodati, however you say it. I really enjoyed that episode. It's a strong episode, not just of the Whittaker era, but of Doctor Who as a whole, in my opinion. And then I enjoyed Ascension of the Cybermen. I mean, again, Timeless Children kind of crapped all over that, but just for itself, episode 9, I thought it was a really good episode. This season is, I think, considerably stronger than some people give it credit, because it is the first season the first series since Series 5 that I think had a consistently strong run of episodes. Pretty much all of Moffat eras is a mixed bag, except for Series 5, and then Whittaker's era, for the most part, is not that great. And that is why a Jodie Whittaker season ranks higher on my list than any of the Capaldi eras, because we've already talked about all 3 of Capaldi's seasons. And it's not that I think Whittaker's a better Doctor than Capaldi. God, no, I don't. Capaldi is 1,000 times better than Whittaker in the role, but I'm judging the seasons as a whole, and the slew of episodes in this series are really good in Series 12. I stand by my ranking of this series. I know some people will be howling mad, and if Steven's still watching this video, he's probably throwing something at the screen right now, or else canceling his Patreon subscription. Please stop. But yeah, I think Series 12 is a very strong season, and easily one of the 2 strongest seasons of the modern show post Russell T Davies era. The only other series I would rank higher from the post-Russell T Davies era is Series 5. So I want to know what you think of Series 12 and its episodes. Comment down below and let me know. Other things to do, click the like button and the subscribe button. That helps me out, helps me grow the channel, and I really appreciate it. I also, all the other fun stuff, links to the Patreon are down in the description below, as are links to the Amazon wish list, and my P.O. box is down there as well, if there's anything you would like to send me to review. I do want to give a shout out to Stephen Crane. I appreciate his continued support, one of my top tier patrons, and I appreciate all of my other patrons as well. Some nice exclusive videos on the Patreon right now, ranking the top 5 classic Doctor Who stories that I think are unwatchable, and a series of videos talking about modern Doctor Who stories I find unwatchable. If that interests you, check that out. Most importantly though, thank you for watching.